Hello, fight fans. Welcome to another episode of More Than a Fight podcast. As always, I am your host, Jose Alfredo Alcázar. This is your co-host,
Juan.
And then behind the camera, we have
John.
And this episode will be dedicated to the world of boxing. We have a jam-packed Saturday from start to finish. But really quick, we're going to kick it off with some news and notes. We're doing this backward. I know normally we do this on the back end. But for more reasons than one, we're going to start it off with that. John, what's the news as far as Loma's concerned?
So, we have reported by Michael Benson. We have Vasily Lomachenko's manager, Igis Kilmas, sent letters to all the sanctioning bodies. Or no, what are they?
Yeah, all the four sanctioning bodies that hold the belts.
That hold the belts, basically, saying that appealing the defeat and asking to be made mandatory for each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So, forcing a rematch.
I mean, it makes sense. The only thing is Devin Haney going to stay at 130? 135. And yes, I've read this tweet
Devin
earlier.
Haney comes back today saying he got fined $400K for shoving him at the weigh-in.
That's a lot.
And then basically telling him he's a sore loser.
Yeah, but it's more so because he could have got hurt. That's really why that went down. As
$400K is a bit.
No, it's a lot.
Okay,
it is.
So if Haney stays there, he fights Haney. If this gets accepted, and if not, he fights Shakur, right?
Well, if he signs with Eddie Hearn, the word is he wants to put him in with Regis Prograis.
You were talking about Haney moving up.
No, I think. Oh no, because Regis is at 140. You're right.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be Shakur Loma. We talked about the others.
Shakur Loma. So okay, we'll go with that.
All right, let's get going because we have a lot of fights to go.
On that same, because we're still on news and notes, we wanted to really quick before we jump into the weekend's fights, is also touch on the big announcement. This time, finally, it seems legitimate. Terrence Bud Crawford against Earl Spence Jr. And that's such a stupid poster, but.
What Aquaman, bruh.
It's Blockwoman, bro.
Who posted that? That's true.
He did. He posted it.
It's like an entire collage on his Instagram. So those are all individual posts.
So he actually, I didn't realize
just to get that whole image.
Goodness.
He's a talented lad.
I guess Spence is the shark.
Now. Yeah.
At the Bellagio fountains.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, man. But anyway, how do you guys feel about this? Finally, it seems like we got it.
They announced it. That's it. Nothing's done.
So I read elsewhere that Isaac Cruz is going to be the main, right? Or co-main. They're just preparing, dude, because something's going to happen.
Well, they also have a two-way rematch clause.
Yeah, I saw that.
So no matter what, you're getting another one. So unless they could probably pay each other off or something.
Okay. I don't know how many times we've announced this, man. That's why I'm still nervous about it. I want to see a press conference. I want to see a face-to-face. Let's get all that done. And then maybe I'll go, okay, it is going to happen on July 29th.
Yeah.
Because right now I'm still skeptical about it. Even though Crawford hasn't refuted it, nor Spence.
Yeah. Spence is ready to teach him a lesson, dude.
And what? How to do a press conference? Because he's going to get his ass whooped. Terrence Crawford's the best boxer on the planet.
Let's not start this. Let's
go.
Right.
We'll save it for then.
All right. So we're moving across the pond
because there's tons of fight cards. We're going to kick it off with the one we feel is the best as far as the entire card is concerned. The main event is a rematch. Mauricio El Bronco Lara against Leigh Wood.
That's a sick poster.
For the rematch. Yeah, you're right. This is probably the best poster, too.
Yeah.
How do you see this one, Juanillo?
Okay, so what happens? Does Lara catch him earlier this time, or does Wood actually outbox him, or avoids him for 12 rounds, That's what it is, because Wood was winning the first fight.
Yes, I agree.
What Lara's already said. I'm going to knock him out earlier. I'm going to come in more prepared.
Let's see, because maybe Wood comes even better, and he can't touch him.
Yeah, and here we have the clips from last covered it, where, and... Yeah, fair to say he was losing. Lara was losing earlier to the fight.
Absolutely.
And Wood's a pretty, 2-1 underdog. That's to me that's pretty significant, being that he was outboxing him till he got caught.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this time he avoids him. I don't know. I don't know. It could happen. Wouldn't be a bad thing.
Leigh Wood, just the one thing is, Leigh Wood can say he's gonna box and avoid him, or obviously he hasn't like, to my knowledge, hasn't said it yet. But Leigh Wood has that in him where he just can't help but trade because it's in him.
He's a
He
fighter,
always
man,
does
of
it. He's a
course.
fighter.
Especially when
He
Lara starts
boxed
catching
great.
him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's got that. I don't want to say he's just Mexican fighters because obviously Wood has it. When they get hit, he's one of those fighters that's like, okay, you got me, I want to get you back, and that's where he runs into problems. Because I think we all had the consensus before this happened that Leigh Wood was winning the fight, and then all of a sudden that left lands, and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
Because man, it was one hell of a shot.
No, and Wood hits pretty hard. Also, you never know, man.
Oh no,
He might
no.
sit on his
Wood
punches
was
a little
landing some
more.
great shots, and I think Wood has the ability to, I don't know, knock him out, but for sure hurt him. Oh yeah, we remember all that. Yeah,
That was a little too much.
That was unfortunate. But anyway, so that being said, we'll start with John. Who do you got?
I got Lara.
Okay. By
Knockout.
Lada's
Yeah.
only gonna win by knockout.
Yeah. That's the only way he's gonna win.
Well, you were
is
supposed to
knockout.
wait your turn.
Yeah, I'm
But
just
all right,
saying, but we
Juan,
all agree on that.
Obviously,
I mean,
Juan thinks knockout as well.
yeah, I think Lada does catch him sooner this time. I think he'll figure out a way to get in there and catch him. He hits hard enough.
He's got tape on the rounds.
Mhm.
They're gonna say this is all the things you were doing wrong last time.
Yes.
You know?
No, yeah. Again, to me, he just got brave. He wanted to fight because when he was boxing, he was winning the fight, and then unfortunately, he got careless and paid the price.
Yeah.
That being said, man, I'm gonna go with Leigh Wood. I'm gonna go with Wood upsetting.
Traitor.
I'm gonna go
I'm just
with
kidding.
Wood by decision.
Didn't you learn last week? You don't send a Mexican out there to do another
Yeah.
man's
Oh,
job.
I know. Trust me.
That's
But just
what happened
the way
there.
Leigh Wood was boxing the first fight, I was impressed
Hey,
because
Jose-
Leigh Wood was the one that called him out. So I'm gonna say that Lara just landed a good shot on Wood, or Wood got careless. However you want to phrase it, I'm gonna go with Wood by decision because he boxed so well the first time, and I believe he learned his lesson.
All right, and then we move to the co-main with
Jack Catterall
Versus Foley.
against Darragh
Darragh Foley.
Foley.
Darragh Foley, 22-4 against and Jack Catterall coming in at 26-1.
And this is Jack Catterall's first fight in,
Since
I want to say, a year
and a half,
maybe more.
at least.
Yeah, so February 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
At least.
It's unfortunate, man, because he was supposed to fight Josh Taylor twice. One time Taylor got hurt. The other time, I forget what happened, and it got postponed again. And then all of a sudden, Josh Taylor somehow gets Teofimo Lopez. And now, unfortunately, Jack Catterall has been pushed out of that rematch, which I think is absolute garbage. I hope Jack Catterall can win this fight and get himself back.
You don't think he wins this?
Go
fight?
win.
He of course, I believe he wins because he showed how great he is against Josh Taylor. But you never know. Don't get careless. Do what you're supposed to do, and let's see what happens next.
I got Catterall.
Oh no, absolutely. I have Jack Catterall, of course.
Yeah, me too.
But I hate how Jack Catterall has been pushed to this point where he is. It sucks. And I hate that boxing does that to guys like Catterall because it happens too often, man.
And then we also have Terri Harper
Mm-hmm.
on the card versus Ivana Habazin. So interesting thing. And then also got
Campbell Hatton.
You know, coming
Still
in,
undefeated.
just fighting back in February 1st.
Yeah, and he
So
won
quick turnaround.
by knockout, body shot.
Yeah.
Campbell still a work in progress, but his last fight obviously looked very good. He needs to continue to look this way because if you're Eddie Hearn, you can only keep him fighting these types of opponents for so long. Eventually, the British fans are going to want to know, okay, when are we going to see this dude in with somebody of significance or somebody that's going to really test him? And you can argue that he might have lost one of his fights during during his pro career already, but he's still winning, so to speak. So let's see how it goes for Campbell on this one.
Yeah. And then we also are in No, and now we're back into
Yes.
Belfast.
We're
right?
jumping
With-
over to Ireland.
with,
And thankfully, really quick before we get into this, Frank Warren did say that he's going to, they're going to stagger them. The zone, I don't know exactly what time they're going to start because unfortunately, all these fights are happening in the UK. Thankfully, one of them is going to be staggered. I hope
Main
the zone
event's
and
gonna be
ESPN
staggered.
can figure that out because this is a great fight too, and I hate when they overlap. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, sorry.
I'm sure the undercard will be going together. It's going to be the main event. They're going to stack.
Yes, let's hope.
So That's what I
And
think.
here we go, Juanillo. How do you see this one? Bernardo Lopez against Irish Mick Conlan.
Venado Lopez already went over there and beat Warrington.
Yes.
Conlan, he's a slick boxer.
Oh,
He
absolutely.
was beating Leigh Wood
Mm-hmm.
till the last round when he got caught. But Venado Lopez is awkward, man.
He is.
And he won very convincing. In my eyes, beat Warrington pretty convincingly. So I don't know, dude. The Mexicans in Europe, dude. I don't know. Somehow they do good over there. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with Venado.
And this is a much tougher opponent, in my humble opinion, than it was against Warrington. With all due respect to
Mhm.
Warrington, Conlan's a different type of boxer, man. He's just on a different level than Warrington, and even Leigh Wood, because he outboxed Leigh Wood. It's just Wood caught him. Wood was just relentless. So
Yeah.
oof, I'm gonna go with El Venado as well on this one. I think he's gonna pull it off, even though I still want to see the rematch between Mick Conlan and Leigh Wood because it was such a classic fight. John,
I kind of agree with you, but I.
Leigh Wood's a great boxer.
no, hey, Conlan's a hell of a boxer.
sorry, Conlan.
Conlan's a
Yeah,
hell of a
He's
boxer.
very slick.
Yeah, that's. I think this will probably be the closest fight of the night.
Okay.
That's why I'm kind of like I don't know.
Want some home cooking?
Oh no,
no.
stop.
But
Conlan's a great
but
boxer.
Home cooking.
especially after last week and everything.
Yeah, man, the Irish definitely need a boost.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You gotta
go
see
with
that's
Conlan.
true.
Dude, if Conlan loses, they'll never fight in Ireland again.
Yeah,
No, I'm just
exactly.
joking.
It's gonna be a
that
long
would
time
be-
before
that
they
would
bring
be
something back.
tough. 2 weekends back to back for the Irish fans who were great fans.
They're one
They
of the
love fighting.
best group of fans
Yes,
for sure.
that would be hard to stomach if you're an Irish fan. You got Mick Conlan also losing after Katie Taylor lost. I mean, Jack Cully, he's still very green, so he could come back, but it was tough.
Yeah, and then the co-main, it's Nick Ball versus Lampo Laminati.
Lamar, 2 undefeated guys.
Yeah, 17-0 for Nick Ball, and then 21-0.
Oh, Nick Ball's a champion though.
Yeah,
Well,
WBC silver feather.
we can put that in air quotes or
Air
air
quotes.
quotes. Champion.
His last fight was a TKO over Jesus Ramirez Rubio.
Yes,
No
I
clue.
remember. I watched that.
No
one.
clue who they are.
And Rubio hung in there as
He was
best he
undefeated
could.
champ.
Well, he hung in there as best he could, but
Argentina.
yeah.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's a good fight. I can't say I've ever seen Lamati fight, so it'll be my first time seeing him fight. And I know we got some interesting up and comers on this card. Kurt Walker being the potential star there. He is an Olympian. I have seen him fight. He is pretty skilled, but he's still very green. Let's see how he looks on this one. Obviously he's still a youngster, but I hope again, Ireland just has such great fans. I just want more fighters to come out of there and jump out into the world stage and challenge some of the upper echelon. But obviously they still need some work. So let's hope we see some great knockouts and some great fights on this card.
Yes, sir. And then we're still in the UK.
Mhm.
Yes, that's right. On Sky Sports.
Lawrence Okolie versus Billiam-Smith, CBS.
Yes, sir. And they're fighting in his backyard, surprisingly, in Bournemouth. Or Bournemouth? Oh, I'm pronouncing that
Is
right.
Okolie's backyard?
It is?
No, I'm asking. I don't know.
No, I
Yeah,
thought this
Bournemouth,
was Chris
Dorset.
Billiam-Smith.
This is Dorset, the United
It
Kingdom.
might be. I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure Chris Billiam-Smith
Okay,
is
so
from...
No,
it's one of their
he's-
But I could be wrong.
backyards.
It's probably CBS because Okolie is from Hackney, London.
Okay, so it's Billiam-Smith. then.
Okay, then I'm
Yeah, Billiam-Smith is from Bournemouth, Dorset.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
perfect.
what I'm
Okay,
saying,
so
right?
hometown. Okay.
Yeah.
So they making Okolie go to his
But
hometown. Okay.
Okolie needs to step it up, man, because this first fight that he had as a debut fight on Sky Sports was horrible as far as entertainment is concerned.
Yeah, against David Light.
And
I mean, it was
even
back in
British fans, I'm
March.
sure, got put to sleep because it was not a good fight.
Yeah. I mean, but it's a quick turnaround. Fight was back in March.
Oh, and you need a quick turnaround after looking that horror, after boring people to death. If you're gonna freaking, because if I'm Sky Sports, I'm like, bro, we just invested all this money into you, and that's what you're gonna give us on your first fight. So he had better put a better performance. And look out, because Billiam-Smith has the skills to beat Okolie, in my opinion. So this isn't a gimme fight for Okolie.
I got a Billiam-Smith.
All right. Let's put a couple.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
What
Billiam-Smith
do they
here.
call it? A couple pounds? No.
They're pounds,
Yeah.
British
No.
pounds.
They
bro.
say.
I don't know. I don't know why you're trying to say words you don't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think Billiam-Smith hits a whole lot harder than Okolie.
Yeah. And Billiam-Smith is a tough mofo.
Yep.
So it's not like he's gonna be in there just to put on 12 rounds of
Yeah.
I tried. I think he's
He's
gonna go for it. And I wouldn't surprise me if he upsets Okolie.
No.
Again, Okolie was very disappointing in his last fight. So let's see what happens.
And then we have the co-main, some cruiserweights we haven't seen in a while. Mikhail Lal versus Isaac Chamberlain.
Yes. And Chamberlain was the one that lost to Chris Billiam-Smith.
Correct.
And they put on a hell of a fight, too.
Yeah, that was his last fight back in July last year, 2022.
Mikhail Lawal, I can't see Lawal. I can't say I've seen him fight before. So I know he's undefeated. So this one could be interesting.
Never know.
And again, this is how we learn about other
Yeah.
British fighters. So I'm actually excited for this one. Just got to record it.
Yeah, because then to close out the night,
Oh, yes. I forget. There's
Now we're
fights
coming
on
back.
this side, too.
coming back to California
In Indio Springs.
with
Alexis Rocha against Anthony Young. And then also featured on this card is John Scrappy Ramirez,
Yep.
who looked good but not great in his last fight. And then there's also Oscar Duarte Jurado on the far left over there to right by Rocha. And then to the right of Scrappy is
Oscar.
No.
no, what's his name on
Oscar
the right?
Collazo.
Oh,
It's Collazo, right?
Yeah,
Or-
this-
there you go.
yeah,
this is
Collazo.
WBO minimum. These are little
But
guys.
he's a little dude, yeah, Puerto Riqueño.
And he's fighting Melvin Jerusalem from the Philippines,
Okay. What's Jerusalem's record?
20-2.
Okay. That's respectable.
Minimum.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good fight then.
I'm
He
talking about
knocked
little
out-
dudes.
Knocked out Masataka Taniguchi
Yeah, you knocked out a
back
Japanese guy. Okay, nice.
back in January.
That's always a freaking star on your resume if you knock out a Japanese fighter, in my
Yeah, I
opinion.
know. Filipinos come pretty hard, man.
Yeah,
They're
Actually,
fun to watch.
yeah. So I think should be interesting fights on close
Yeah.
out the night.
What
Yeah.
is this on?
This is
DAZN.
DAZN.
Okay.
On DAZN.
Okay.
Via Golden Boy. But yeah, it's a ton of fights. We already covered most of the news and notes. For the UK fans, unfortunately, they postponed again. Chris Eubank Jr. and
Billiam-Smith.
Liam-Smith. At this
Yeah.
point, maybe they should fight somebody else, or
Yeah.
whoever got
Mm.
hurt. Or I don't even know why it got postponed again. Because after the
Well, they
second time, it's like, come on.
Well, the scuttlebutt is Liam Smith's
He's
injury
still
never
injured.
healed.
Yeah, never
properly.
healed.
Oh,
Yeah, and he's still
He just
dealing
needs
with
a
it.
little time.
God.
They tried to reschedule it too soon. He's just not.
But we did have a fight 2 a.m. this morning Pacific
That's right.
in
Yes.
Australia
That's
with
true.
Joseph Parker versus Ilmar Opello. And Parker coming in
Overmatched.
with a first
Yeah.
round knockout.
First KO in 3 years. Let's go.
Yeah.
And Tyson Fury was there to get his
Celebrate
pal
with him.
paid.
Well, no, they're stablemates.
Yeah.
He
So-
said he wants to fight him though.
I don't want.
Like I said, he wants to get his pal
There he
paid.
is.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know why.
Yeah. I don't know
Well,
what
no,
Tyson
but
Fury's
then there
doing
was the-
anymore, man.
The news before earlier in the week was that he was going to sign the other heavyweight,
That's
Arthur
right.
McKean,
Mm-hmm.
who's another Australian heavyweight, which to me makes more sense if he's going down there to talk that out.
Yeah.
And
You
then
would
I don't know what Tyson Fury is doing anymore, man. That dude.
strip him. No, I'm kidding.
Not yet. I mean,
But,
if Charlo can still hold on to his belt, can't strip Tyson Fury yet.
Charlo legitimately was hurt.
I know they said mental health. I guess you got to respect that, but what can you do?
Hey, did you not get the tweet about think before you tweet mental health? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're gonna send
Oh,
Joseph Parker
man.
to your house.
Okay.
But
But yes, anything else?
The zoo, one of those zoos, Nikita Zoo.
Nikita Zoo.
Oh, that's right. He was fighting last night as well. And he won by knockout.
Yeah. So just interesting.
brother
He's the
of
youngest
Tim.
one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, because we got to show some love down under.
Yes, sir.
So I don't know if I want to see Parker Fury, but if it happens, it happens. Nikita is, I think, just like Campbell, still very green.
Yeah.
But hopefully up and coming. And then we are waiting to see what happens with Opataya since we're on Australia.
Damn. Yeah, you're right. It's been a while.
I want to see him come back, but I hope he's going to be actually at the fight with Okolie and Billiam-Smith.
That'd be
Because
smart.
Opataya has a belt. So
Yeah.
why not have him ringside? Now I'm actually going to be curious to see if that happens. So
All right.
let's see. As always, thank you guys. Juanillo, what do they need to do?
Comment, likes, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and check out all our social media.
And thank you for all the comments we got on TikTok. And yeah,
All
thank
right.
you guys.
Just bleed.